Welcome to No Cap the podcast. This is your boy Pay. Welcome, and that's my child over there, Amaya. That's her. That's her. That's her. Okay, so welcome. So tonight's episode is another episode in our series, the TikTok interview series. So we will be interviewing a young woman I saw on TikTok. Just scrolling down my For You page, and she stuck out to me. She has very big hair. That's one of the things that stuck out to me. And then her love for horror. Me, I'm a horror fan, but I feel like not as much as her. So we're gonna get her
I'm
in here.
scary.
You're scary. So
Yeah.
we're gonna
I
get it.
don't like scary stuff.
Yeah,
Same. I can't. I won't sleep after for like a
I
whole.
almost I almost died when I was at Fright Fest, yo.
okay. So we're gonna get her in here. We're gonna get to know her. We're gonna let you guys get to know her, and we're gonna get her on up in here.
Wait, who's here?
Our guest.
No, that's not.
Oh, no one's here.
Oh, no viewers yet.
No one in the comments yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna get her in here, and we're just gonna talk to her for a little while. Let's see.
I'm scared she's gonna pop out.
She's gonna pop out.
Yeah, like, hey guys. Okay.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Just introduce yourself. Where are you from? How old are you? What is your TikTok content mostly about? And let us get to know you.
I go by Goth Cakes, or you can call me Goth Cakes. That's Slasher Babe, or you can just call me Slasher Babe, or just Cakes. I am a vlogger, and I'm also a horror cosplayer and a horror podcaster. Special effects artist, prop maker. Basically, this is the account that you followed me on is my second. I actually lost my first one because TikTok sucks in July of 2021. So I changed everything up. I stopped being so organized with everything, and then I just started to like have fun again as a vlogger, and just whatever you see on there, it is pure, chaotic, unhinged millennial realness that I serve on my TikTok with, the occasional cosplaying and original characters and stuff like that. I am from Pennsylvania. I live in Philadelphia. So that is where I am from. I just moved back at the end of 2021.
Okay. So, like you said, TikTok is TikTok. So, when did your love for horror start?
Um,
It froze.
Oh no.
My sister's here.
Hold on. It did freeze.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties? Hold on.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you
Okay.
good?
Yeah, we're all back.
All
Okay.
right. Cool.
So we were asking, where did your love for horror start?
I would say Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Reading scary stories to tell in the dark. Like, I was still scary. I was still a scary kid. I didn't watch any Chucky movies until I was well into my 20s. And it just gradually got more. It went from like suspense to slashers to, I'm not really into body gore, but like sometimes stuff that's super gory, but like I'm really a huge fan of slashers, obviously.
Okay. So is it safe for me to assume that Chucky is your favorite horror character?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Let me tell you a story. So I was like, I had to be like 5 years old or something. And my auntie, she had a room full of nothing but Chucky dolls,
Yeah, I would
Why?
do
like
too.
the actual size ones. And that's how she would keep me and my little cousins out her room. Because she said, if you go in the room, the dolls are going to come and chase you, and they're going to come in downstairs and get you. And for until about 17 years old, I used to believe that that was very true. And I'm not realizing like oh, she just said that to say it. But every time I see like a Chucky doll, I'm like kind of skeptical. So it's
You're like,
just
it's okay. I was absolutely terrified of him. And then I watched Child's Play. I don't even remember the first time I watched Child's Play because I watch it so often. But the first time I watched it as an adult and I got to hear who he was as a person, like Chucky's an asshole. But he's like really smart and he's really sarcastic and he's really like, he plots. He's a plotter. Like he's a manipulative, charismatic plotter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not as afraid of him anymore as I was when I was younger because this man is absolutely hilarious.
exactly. And
I like that.
yeah, it took me to not be so afraid of him when what movie was that? I think Chucky's Bride. When that movie came out, like I started watching it, it was more gory than scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, like he's not that scary at all. He just wants a wife.
He does not want wife. He doesn't even appreciate Tiffany Valentine the way that he should. Like she's been rocking with him and holding him up for years. He don't even really like her like that. He don't even really like anybody but himself, to be honest. If we want to be honest about who he is and his character, like he tolerates Tiffany, but most of the time he is like terrible person to her. But you know, she still loves him anyway.
He definitely does. And then like the seed of Chucky, he ended up having a kid. Like, and it became more of a comedy to me as the movies went on. So, and these new age Chucky movies, how do you feel about those?
The one, give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn the fan off because it's getting cold in here. The one that they did, which was kind of sort of a reboot, I didn't hate it. It was like people hated it because they're like, oh, this isn't Chucky. It's not Chucky. It's not Charles Lee Ray. It's a literal.
Oh man.
Literal, unlike in the doll. There's a difference. Like there's a difference between the two. I didn't mind that. The Chucky TV series is not a reboot. The one that was on Sci-Fi, it's not a reboot. It's 100% canon. It has everybody from literally all of the movies in it. It is completely and utterly canon. It was amazing. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I was actually very upset with one kill that he did in the TV series. But you know, he don't care about nobody. He don't care about nobody or nothing except for himself. He is very much self-absorbed. You got to see, and you also, I love Don Mancini so much. He is an amazing person, an amazing icon for the horror community because he is also part of the LGBTQ community, which I am also a part of. So like that's super big for me. And he writes a lot of queer coded characters. And there was actually 2 queer characters in the TV series that were the main characters, which made me really, really happy because I'm like, we don't really get to see a lot of that in horror films. We see a lot of the gay trope, but they're usually the ones to die. Like they're usually the first ones to get killed or whatever, or nobody believes them and this, that, and the third. But it was amazing. It was such a great show. It was top notch, and they're getting nominated for so many awards, which makes me so happy. And I hope they win each and every one of them because they was doing numbers when it was happening. I dressed up every single Tuesday, watched it live. Wow.
This that was so dark, Bird. He's never like that.
Someone says, if you get killed by a doll, you deserve to die. How do you feel about that one?
That was like pretty intense because Chucky kills anybody, and it's not even about you deserving it. Like, he literally kills innocent people for no reason. So like, it's not even that thing.
He
And
wasn't
even
a joy, though. If you guys never noticed, it always made him so happy. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I just killed somebody. Like, this is good.
he gets as a human, he was a real slasher in real life. And in the TV series, they go back into his childhood, into his teenage years. So you get to see where it all began, where all of this came from and stuff like that, which is so genius for Dom Mancini to have done. And that's exactly what I wanted him to do with the TV series. Like, tell us more about Charles. Who is Charles? Because it's not something that just started when he was like 20 before he got shot in the toy shop and became a doll for the rest of his life. Like, this started somewhere far, far, far in his past. And they showed that. And it was perfection because I knew that's exactly what happened. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. None of that clears up a lot, but it also is very reaffirming that like I just knew. But I'm like, tropes are my thing. I like tropes. I like.
Do you believe that it was based on a true story? Because I read somewhere that it was.
Art imitates real life because that's Scream was actually based on something that happened in California. The first one, yeah, it was definitely like they took from that. Like horror always brings real life to your face in such a dramatic and chaotic way. So I wouldn't even be surprised. That wouldn't be surprising to me. What, 1984 or 1988, some serial killer in Chicago? Not surprising. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Not surprised. That wouldn't even surprise me to the smallest. People live for true crimes. People live even more for horror movies that are based on true crimes. That's like their favorite thing. Like, what? This is a real thing? Let me go look it up. I'm like, I actually would rather not be based off of somebody's sad ending to their life. But, I guess you take inspiration from everywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Very true. How do you feel about Annabelle?
I would never mess with that doll. Nor would I go into that house. When I saw Annabelle, like,
they have a museum.
I know.
I want to see it. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, I cannot with horror movies, so I don't think I would actually go.
Like, it's something. Of course, you're curious. Like, is this really haunted? Is this really possessed? Like, your brain wants you to figure that out, but you're also like, but like, what if that spirit follows me home?
Yes.
Then I'm screwed like forever. So like, I would like to see the stuff, but like, I'm okay with what, like, I'm on this earth that I cannot see, but I can feel. And the last thing that I want to do is like bring that home. Like,
okay. Yeah, because the Annabelle doll, like, it is said that there is an actual real doll. I'm not sure that, like you said, they bring real life things to horror movies in a dramatic way. I'm not sure that it was like to that extent that they did in the movies. But then again, like, we weren't there back then. You don't know what these people have seen and what they went through with that. It was a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yep. It wasn't
like no one knows what that doll was making people do. I was going to use quotations, but I'm not, because clearly if it's all over the place, if it's locked up behind this blessed holy glass in a box.
Yeah, they have to go and bless that room every week. I read somewhere because of how many like spirits they have there.
Yeah, and it's like, clearly there is something going on with that doll. And that's why I like horror movies and stuff like that, because like it can indeed be based on a true story. And it just makes you want to like, let me get on Google and search this up, see if this was real.
Yep.
Like, and then you find all these articles and stuff like that. That's why I like horror movies. But there was one movie that I've seen, and to this day I will not watch it. It was called From Dusk Until Dawn.
Vampires.
Yeah, it was vampires, and to this day I will not watch it. I don't know if it was the makeup back then, but like I've seen it once, never watched it again. I've seen it on like Netflix and stuff like that. Never even gave it a chance to do that little B-roll that they do with the movie. Nope, nope, nope. Just skip right over it.
That's scary.
I mean, as a kid it was, but I don't know as an adult. You know, when you have like a traumatic experience as a kid and then you don't want to do something, it translates into your adulthood. Yeah, crazy.
That was me with Candyman. I saw it. I not on my own free will. My older brother, who was a whole 10 years older than me, had my 6-year-old ass watch that. So my already very vivid imagination was scarred for life. I literally watched it at the age of 28, and I was, I wasn't scarred as I was when I was a kid, but it also had a way deeper meaning than it did when I was a kid, because I'm not paying attention to the real message. But when I watch it as an adult, I'm like, oh, so I really wouldn't have been in any type of trouble. He wouldn't have just came for me. First of all, I'm not going to say his name in the mirror. I'm not going to quote that. And two, it's usually for vengeance. It's usually he is having revenge on people who are speaking on his name, even though they don't really understand the history of why he is even this monster to begin with. Like, you guys made him this person. You guys murdered him. Yeah. And now he is stalking everybody who could ever invoke his name. Like, I just would never do it.
What about
where's the whole bag?
Bloody Mary?
Also no.
I did that when I was a kid. No.
Also no. Also super no. Like, if I'm invoking any type of spirit from like the 1900s, like this is a very long time ago, like I'm super good, because this is back in the day when before they was like burning witches at the stake. Like, people was really doing magic back then. Like, everything was very nature driven, and I'm really good. I've never been very much on Bloody Mary, but I would definitely not do that either. Like, I'm not saying nobody's name. I'm not invoking anybody in any mirror. Like, I was afraid of mirrors for a very long time after seeing Man.
Yes.
Very, very scared. Even though I know I wasn't going to say it, I was just like, this is just a window to my soul, and he's just going to see into my soul. He's going to hear me think Candyman, and he's just going to come out, and then I'm going to be dead. But I was also like 6, so hi.
I'm counting. You said it about 4 times, so let's just get off that topic.
What do you have to ask?
I have 2 questions. Okay, you know who Godzilla is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider the first Godzilla movie, Godzilla 1954? Do you consider that as a slight horror movie that has some of that horror kind of elements in it?
It's a creature feature, especially if it from 19. You said 54?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a creature feature. Creature features were definitely the start of what horror is now. Dracula, Godzilla, The Mummy, Swamp Person, like all of those things.
I'm so happy right now.
All of those things are they're the founding fathers of horror, because it wasn't like, it was all about the fantasy, and then people started to evolve those things, and slasher started to come. Michael and Jason and Leatherface came in the 60s, and like from there, all the way up, so many branches.
My brother had one more question for you, if that's okay.
Yes, keep asking. I love questions.
What do you think of reboots of classic movies?
It depends. Not all reboots are bad. It depends on the team. It depends on whether they are actually rebooting what has already been given to us and giving it a little bit of a twist, or if they're completely butchering it. Like, as much as people don't like the Child's Play that came out in 2019, 2020, it wasn't bad. It was a different universe. Like, it was a different world that this doll was living in. It's not the Charles Lee Ray universe. It's another universe. It's not bad. If you stop comparing it to it being Chucky, he is not Chucky. He's Buddy. Different.
Very true. That's very true.
Thank you.
So, going on the sense of Chucky, I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's a newer one. It was like, I think it was Chucky's Omen or something like that.
Oh, all of those are Chucky, Cult of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. All of those are all canon to the franchise. Brad Dourif has always been the same voice, even in the TV series. That is all canon. Actually, Curse and Cult of Chucky are even the reason why the TV series is a thing. Because in those two movies, he discovered that he can go and split his soul into multiple good guy dolls at one time. So he can be in a million different places, in a million different good guy doll bodies, and he realized how much more powerful he is in that doll body than he was as a human. Plus, he also is very narcissistic, and he loves being an urban legend. I love that people don't believe that I'm real. I love that they're still making good guy dolls, even though there's numerous incidents with good guy dolls from 1988 to 2021. Like, he's just like, I'm living for this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And in Curse of Chucky, they introduce Fiona Dourif, who is actually Brad Dourif's daughter, into the franchise. So she actually plays a character in Curse, Cult, and in the TV series. So it's like it's a big family. Like, that's another reason why I love the franchise so much. Like, I love it so much because it's literally a family. They have all been together for so long. Jennifer Tilly and freaking Don Mancini hang out all the time. Like, they are literal best friends. Like, they really hang out. They're really family. They really love each other. And he looks out. Another movie, he went to another movie. He's always here for building this beautiful community in his franchise. And I hope to one day he sees me and he lets me be part of the franchise. I'll do absolutely anything. I'll be a puppeteer. It takes about 7 different puppeteers to even make Chucky function when they're on set. So, like, I could be one of them. I can make his mouth move. I'm into that. I'm like, give me that. I would love to be part of that. I would love to even make a franchise like that really speaks to a lot of people and also gives people representation that they deserve. Like, Chucky is camp. That's why it's funny. He's a campy character at this point. Like, you realize how crazy it is for a doll. Campy?
Yeah.
So, like, it's gore, but it's also comedy. So, like, certain
It keeps freezing.
and he's a jokester. He's a funny guy, just like Ghostface. Even though there are multiple different Ghostfaces, like, it gives a little bit of comedy, but it also, like, you know, these guys think and they say things and they say smart things. Jason and Michael and Leatherface, they don't say nothing. They're just pure machine killers. Like, that, they don't say anything. They just kill. That's it. I'm not going to say, hey, do you like scary movies? I'm literally just going to hit you with my mallet, and that's it. Like, that's all. I'm just going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
But they have personalities to their actual, like, killings and stuff. Like, such personalities.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the Freddy versus Jason movies? Well, movie.
I actually Roland's character was killed, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. It wasn't bad. It was really good, and that's also something that was campy. Like that's a campy horror movie. I would love to see like Blumhouse or A24, like Monkey Paw, do like a reboot of that for like in like 2022 or like later on. Like I feel like that would really blow up because everybody really loves that movie. It was a great movie. Two great characters being put in the same spot is like Freddie brought Jason back so that the kids will remember him so that he could have the power, but Jason's not here. He's a killing machine. So in the end, you guys are fighting for who is the best slasher, who's going to kill the most and stuff. Ghostface Chucky or friggin' Ghostface versus Leatherface or Ghostface versus friggin' Freddy. Like I feel like those would be really good things to put two different personalities in the slasher world together in one movie because it would actually bring a lot of fans together. I believe. I think it would bring a lot of fans together.
I think it would too. Like I said, I don't watch like Freddy vs. Jason was a horrible directing movie. It was a great idea movie, but whoever directed it sucks. Wow.
Bird, this is like the meanest I've ever seen you. He's always so nice.
Like I, as a horror enthusiast who actually loves all parts of horror, who is actually somebody who will be directing and in horror films, like you guys, I feel like a lot of people don't watch it on the level. What happens, a lot of people, they pick things apart. Like people have so much to say about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre when that movie is a direct sequel from the original. None of the reboots count. This is a direct 30 to 40 years after the first movie. That movie was amazing. It was so amazing. My nails are even where's the camera at? I wish I could show you. Where's the camera?
I mean, we could kind of see it. It's just the lighting.
Yeah, like this is horrible. But like it was so cinematically beautiful. Just the stills from that movie are iconic. People are complaining about the end of the movie, but I'm like, you guys know it's Final Girl, right? And not Final Girls. You know it's the one that got away and not the ones or the twos that got away, right? Yeah. If you're watching this movie, especially if you're a slasher lover, you're not looking for somebody to survive. You're looking for nobody to survive. You don't want anybody to survive. He's an urban legend. He doesn't need anybody to survive in order for there to be another movie, ever. But that movie was phenomenal. It was an hour and a half, which means it got right to the action immediately. There's no need. He is a urban legend. He is a slasher icon. There's no need for any more backstory, for any more coverage of who Leatherface is. We all know. It's 30 to 40 years after the first one. We all know who he is. You guys are like, oh, the plot is bad.
Guys, I don't know if you hear that. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Bird was saying.
It was great. It was great. I can't wait to watch it again. But like, people like to pick stuff apart, and I'm like, do you really enjoy watching it, or do you want to pull it apart because of whatever reason? Like, yes, not all directors are great. Not all special effects are great. Not all special effects are practical effects. Not all CGI is great. Like, but when you don't boil everything down to like, oh, like this was like cheesy special effects, and you really just enjoy the films, you'll really enjoy the films. And that's with anything, to be honest. Stop going into movies with this high expectation and just go into it without seeing the trailers and just enjoy it from your first point of view, like first time seeing it. I didn't watch none of the trailers for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I literally only saw the stills because I avoided it at all costs. And I was like, yes, this is everything. I'm going to watch it again and again and again and again, because the kills and the way that they even put together this movie was amazing. Like,
Okay.
come on, people. Love the stuff that you love. Don't pick it apart. just
I
don't
mean, but that's critics for you. That's critics. Um, there was another movie I wanted to ask you about. Um, Jeepers Creepers.
Only because of the director being a total creep perv, pedio type stuff. Great movie. Bad franchise. Bad franchise. Like great, 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 great. But like you can't watch stuff like that after you find out that the director of the movie is like a bad person. Like not
Sorry,
like
what did I miss? What are you guys talking about?
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you Google like Jeepers Creepers director, all of the stuff that he was into offset comes up, and you read and realize what kind of creep pervert that he was.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel uncomfortable for the people who he shot the movie with, because you can only imagine what he was saying on set. So it's like
Jesus.
Great movies. 1 and 2, great ideas, great concept. It took me forever to watch Jeepers Creepers because that creature was so scary. Scary. But like it's just sad.
Real quick, we have a little segment that we like to call Mama Maya Zodiac Time. What's up, girl? My name's Maya. I never got to introduce myself.
Ooh, Zodiac.
Yeah, I love getting into that. So what's your zodiac sign?
So my big 3, I am a Taurus sun, a Leo moon, and a Scorpio rising.
Dude, yours is the opposite of mine. That's so weird. I'm a Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, and a Leo rising. Twinsies, right?
Right?
Yeah.
We're the people that you shouldn't mess with, because we're definitely going to tell you exactly how it is, and we're not gonna sugarcoat it for you, because not at all. Don't.
I actually heard I'm not like a Scorpio, but I think it probably has to do with like a cusp thing, because like I'm literally a second day into Scorpio, so I don't really be feeling like I'm a Scorpio.
I think either rising or moon is how people perceive you in your sign.
The moon is your emotions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people perceive me as like a Scorpio in the aspects of what a Scorpio is to people, and people.
Who's left face? I'm so sorry about the background, guys. I apologize.
You are living your life. It's
okay. My brother and my nephew, they're doing their own little thing there. I did have a question about there was like this paranormal show when I was growing up, and my sister would put it on all the time. Fucking hated it. But it was about like these ghosts and these kids who could like talk to spirits and stuff. Have you ever seen it? Or no?
I'm like, what show is that? Because I would watch that now.
I don't remember. It was called like Paranormal something, if I'm right. But like they had these teenagers or these kids, and they would go on the show, and they would like explore these places, and the kids would like talk to spirits and stuff.
Was it Ghost Rider? Somebody had commented Ghost Rider.
I don't think it was Ghost Rider. It had like the name Paranormal. I think it was. Let me see.
I'm like, no, I don't know about that one.
Oh, Psychic Kids. I think that was it.
I'm about to look that up. I wonder if that is on anything, because I would like to watch
it was
that.
On A&E.
If these bots don't get out my comments.
I was wondering what the fuck that was. I'm like, huh?
It's a bot.
What's going on here?
All right. Now moving away from the horror. Well, still sticking to the horror. Clearly, people can see the title of the podcast, Interview with a Horror Sex Icon. So, on that level, so I've seen a lot of people on TikTok, like they have like they tell people like to follow their OnlyFans account and stuff like that. So, as a sex worker, like what are some of the comments that you get from people?
The comments that I get from people are the same comments that I got from people before I was a full-time sex worker. Like this, it literally made no difference to the way that men spoke to me. They just felt like they were more entitled to speak to me any kind of way. But they don't do that very much often because I actually retired from being full-time because at the end of October in 2021, I got into a car accident. So I'm healing from a back injury. So I can't really do much. That's why you see a lot of my TikToks now. I'm like seated. I can't really do a lot of the things that I was doing before as a full-time creator and sex worker. But like the comments are crazy. When I first started, I started before it became a fad. I had an OnlyFans in 2018 to 2021. I don't mess with that platform anymore because they don't care about us as sex workers and they are money hungry and they're now mainstream. So they're really trying to get rid of us on the platform. They literally said last year, I feel like it was like May or June last year, that they were going to take all of the explicit content off of their platform and everybody has to like change up everything. But we're the reason why you guys are even mainstream.
That makes no sense. OnlyFans, wasn't it for like sexual content? What are they trying to do? Oh. I don't know.
That happens a lot to places that give love to sex workers or people who do explicit content, and then they try to take it away because they want to be like more mainstream, and banks aren't gonna, see that this is actually something that they can invest in, whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's like I've been getting unsolicited since I was like 15. Like,
I mean, you can curse on here. We don't care. You can curse on here.
Don't send those. Stop sending those. I literally posted today on my Snapchat, like, do not send me unsolicited. Because I'm going to start making sure that I screenshot this and send it to the authorities. Like, I'm going to get you guys registered as offenders because you are sexually harassing somebody you've never had a conversation with. Like, it's not even a hi. It's just like dick pic.
I got 2 questions. So what made you go into this field? And also, how old are you?
I'm 30. And it was actually like I never minded. It was like more of a taking the power back from people thinking that I'm some type of piece of meat. Because I've always been treated like that. I've always been treated like, oh, like you got ass. Like, I'm just gonna say any old thing to you, and like you should want to be with me. And blah, like. So it became something that I was just like, when I want to do something, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I have friends that are also sex workers, and pretty much what you're saying is the same thing. It's like they feel like they have to take back their power from people or men that just think that they can do whatever they want with them. Mm-hmm. And like at one point, my sister was a sex worker, but she's not anymore, but she was. And like I actually found her like by mistake. Like I saw it like on an ad. Like she was a sex worker, and I showed it to her. She's like, "Oh, I never wanted you to find out." I'm like, "Don't be embarrassed. Sex work is work too." Like,
like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's like you just do it to work. Like I don't feel embarrassed by it.
What do sex workers do? It's videos like of them having sex.
Not all sex workers perform any type of penetration. Yeah. I was a solo content creator for the longest time. I was a solo content creator most of my sex worker career. So it depends on the person. It's literally all about you and your comfort. Nobody can tell you that you have to do videos, that you have to do them with other people. Some people are sex workers and they never are fully nude. Like there's so many different subgenres to being a sex worker. Strippers are sex workers.
Yeah.
Burlesque dancers are sex workers. Like there's so many different forms. There's so many different genres. There's so many different communities inside of the sex work community. It literally all depends on your comfort zone. This is your body. This is what you want to do. And nobody can tell you what you can and cannot do. And a lot of people think when you hear sex, you have to have sex. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that. I was like, are these people
no.
actually having sexual like encounters on video? Like what?
Some people do, you know, and that's the problem with, that's exactly why I got off OnlyFans, because the minute that it became mainstream in 2020 and everybody was on it, people, even the general population really thought that the only thing that you are on there doing is having sex. And that's not the case.
I have two girls I went to school with, and both of them are actually on there, and one of them literally just shows herself twerking all the time.
That's literally, I built my brand is me, authentically me, in whatever form I'm going to be in. I give the I'm your hot friend or your sister's hot friend energy. Like you're somebody who I'm allowing into the more private parts of my life, because I'm a nudist. I like being nude. I love being nude. And during these years of me doing this, I've learned to love.
I hate that it keeps doing this.
But this is a good episode.
Yeah, it really is.
Right comments? Okay, they ignore me. All right, cool.
You gotta give them a moment to say something.
Like to do, what I don't like to do, like in all of that. Like I literally never ever let anybody tell me what to do with my body, especially because most of them are DMing me on Twitter and they're not even paying me a dime. And you're telling me that I have to do this, but you're not even subscribed. How are you speaking?
That's the biggest problem, is that when it comes to women and them trying to empower themselves sexually, like with their bodies and everything, people feel like, oh, since you feel like you want to expose your body, I get to tell you what to do. I get to tell you how to dress. I get to tell you what I want to see from you, what I don't want to see from you, what you should be wearing, what you doing, posting, all that.
Pay me. You want to see me in certain lingerie? You want me to see me use certain toys? You're not even tipping me or talking to me or doing any of that. So you will
degrade you as a human. You're a human being. You're trying to make money. And to be honest, sadly, this is literally how women make most money in a way. This is one of the like careers women do, and they make money from it.
Yep.
It's like sad because women don't get paid equally as men. And sad part is that, again, people want to over sexualize women and their bodies and use that like, oh, okay, you want to do this, I'll pay you so much money just to see this.
Yeah, the amount of sexual harassment I experienced working at retail jobs was crazy, from managers, from employees. Like I used to get unsolicited from people I worked with.
Yeah.
Just because our phone numbers were something that we exchanged with each other for like covering shifts. And especially being an openly queer person and being like, I mainly date women, that was also like a trigger for them to like poke at my sexuality and to be like, oh, well, like, you know, like you should just try me out. Like, okay, that's really weird. You really shouldn't be saying this to me. You're my manager. You're the authority. Why are you talking to me like this? Like, I literally had a manager tell me to send him my modeling photos because he saw my wallpaper on my phone and was like, send me those.
For what? Are you going to help me?
No.
Who's Razor Link?
Weird. And the craziest thing about that is he has a daughter. He had a daughter, a young daughter at that. Like she was like 5. And I'm like, do you guys not understand that the way that you talk to women are the way that the same men that you are going to be wanting to.
Yep. Tay, do you know who Razor Link is?
That's EJ.
He was the guy that was here the other day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye, EJ. It was nice Well, we didn't get to talk to you, but thank you for joining. If you're still there. I hate that it keeps doing this. This is actually it's getting good.
It's getting good.
Wait, what if we're the only two who can't hear her? Can you guys in the comments section, I mean our viewers, like let us know if you could see her and hear her?
Oh, she's gone. Oh no.
No!
Oh no. She's gone.
Damn
She'll
it.
be back though. See, told you.
She's back?
She is back.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on, StreamYard?
Your Wi-Fi has been like literally you keep freezing and then we're there for like a good minute or two and then it just like after.
Yeah. I don't know what is going on because the Wi-Fi went completely out earlier today. And I'm like, of course, an hour and a half before I do it. What is Xfinity doing? Even though it says I have a strong Wi-Fi.
That's why I keep going out. You got Xfinity. Sheesh.
What is bad about Xfinity?
When I lived in Georgia,
Mhm.
I had Xfinity, and I promise you, like it was always in and out, in and out, in and out. I would be in the middle of an online game, and it would just shut down for no reason.
Wow.
And I think we lost her again. Oh no.
No, she's good.
I'm like, what?
Dude. My mom just got T-Mobile and it's like it's kind of decent.
Let's see. Let's see what happens if I'm on my phone.
From her manager,
I can
I
hear you.
can see her. Wait, what?
I don't know. It says it's not only it's sexual harassment, it's also fraternized. From her
Oh yeah, fraternization.
What's
See,
that mean?
in the military,
Mhm.
they are so big on fraternization. They call it SHARP. Or what does it stand for? Because the military is big for acronyms. I think it stands for sexual harassment something. Bird, you know what I'm talking about. SHARP. Oh,
Let's see. I pulled up my phone.
no, take you out of here.
It looks way better, dude.
Yeah, this laptop is.
Oh. All right. So I'm gonna kick you from the. All right, there you go.
Because that was horrible sounding. But that's why I like be using my phone mostly because laptops, I don't know what is it up with laptops, but they be taking way more like
Energy?
yeah, like Wi-Fi use. Like why? It's the same thing. I'm on the same
Oh no, dude, I wonder the same thing. Where were we? We're talking about sexual harassment. See, okay, that's one thing that bothers me within like the community of men. I know not all men, like to harass women, but it's like there's been so many times where they do because they think that, oh, since I'm your manager, you're higher up, I get to say what I want to say, and I get to do what I want to do, and I can't get in trouble for it. But it's like they take women's kindness as someone flirting. Like, oh, she's really nice to me. She's always there for me. Oh, but she wants something from me. You know, something like that.
Yeah, it always bothered me because it's just why do you talk to people like this? Why do you talk to women like this? We would never talk to you like that. First of all, we're not even gonna act like you're a piece of meat or any of that. Like some of you guys need to really chill out because it's not okay. It's not okay. It doesn't make you feel sexy or any of that. It definitely makes you feel like you want to go home and take a shower. Like, oh, okay. I need to go home and bathe because I feel like this man just had sex with me unconsensually with his eyes.
Yes.
That's another question with me. Well, for you. That's another question I have for you. So how does your TikTok contribute to like because I feel like you're in like two different, completely different worlds when it comes to horror, and then when it comes to TikTok, and then when it comes to being a sex worker. Like, how does TikTok play a role in those worlds?
Well, TikTok is honestly, it was just like a fun place for me to be. Like, I wanted to really start going really hard into my cosplaying because I love cosplaying. I cosplay comfort characters only. Like, I don't cosplay for anybody's attention. I literally am cosplaying and bringing the representation to the front line for people who have loved things that I've loved. I'm a millennial. So everything that I cosplay is either something from the late 90s, the early 2000s. It's all of your favorite slashers and stuff like that. Like, I like to share that. And we don't see a lot of people who look like me doing these types of things and being in this community. Sex work and horror are literally in the same boat. I actually was not too long ago, I did a panel with Horror and Color. Love them. You should totally follow them. And sex and horror go hand in hand. They really do. Because characters like Tiffany Valentine and vampires and werewolves, all of these things have a sexual charge to a lot of people. A lot of people's sexual awakenings have started because they watched horror movies. Sex is one of the genres that horror can talk about. Like, they can talk about sex without there being without it being super duper duper taboo. It's something that is part of the horror community. Like, sex and lust and all of those things are a huge part of the horror community. Like, huge, so huge. The amount of people who are sexually attracted to Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy and Ghostface, there's a lot of people who are literally attracted to those characters and stuff like that. There's a lot of
Wow.
Sorry, not to sound judgmental, but like,
why not? Ghostface for one. Like, I'm sorry. Like, hey, Ghostface.
I would be terrified. It's like, yeah, oh my god, she's so fine. Oh, you cute, you know. And then,
All right.
bada bing, bada boom, he goes and he kills you.
So now I'm
Right?
gonna give you
Best way to go.
some scenarios. I'm gonna give you some scenarios now. So this is for all three of us. So say all three of us are in Chucky's time, like his town or wherever he lives, right?
Mhm.
So
Hackensash. He's from Jersey. He's a East Coaster.
Oh wow.
oh, see, now I like him even more. Okay, all right. So we're in Jersey, right? We're on a trip to the mall somewhere, and you see this mysterious doll sitting on the side of the road.
Mhm.
Do you pick it up or do
Nope.
you leave it alone?
No.
Leave it. If he was on the side of the road, I would keep walking. I would keep walking, especially if we're living in his universe. So we should already know the history behind this doll. Like, if it was something where like we didn't know the history, I still wouldn't pick up that doll. But like, if we knew the history, I certainly wouldn't pick up that doll.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't want to be your friend to the end.
Okay. So
I would
Amaya?
hope I don't pick up the doll because I know I could be a really curious person and then I want to do some dumb reckless shit, which is bad. But I would hope I don't pick it up. No. What if it was like I think what he's trying to say is like we're in the universe, we don't know about Chucky. He's just like we're just regular people.
No, but
Or are you talking about like know of him?
no, if we're in his universe, then we do know of him.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Everybody
just
knows
don't
about him.
believe that it's real. We're like everybody else. We just don't believe that it's real. So what I would do, I would leave the doll there. So now we all chose to leave the doll there. We're at the mall now. Now we walk in the mall and we see the doll sitting on the bench. What do you do?
Praying to God.
Man, honestly, like, God damn it, he followed us here because he is quick. He is quick.
He is.
No, he is quick. Like, he be getting around on them tiny little legs. Like, he be booking it. I swear. I don't know what we would have to, I don't know what we would do after that. Like, we would have to, like, first of all, make sure there's no other good guy dolls or good guy doll places for him to be at, because he could possibly just shift himself right into another body, another good guy doll, and we'd be screwed either way. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you could do at this point, because he has his eyes set on us, and here we are. We have to like burn him or something. Like, I don't know what we have to do. It would be bad.
Okay.
It would be bad.
So now we all see this doll. Clearly, you are the knowledgeable one of us two, of the whole Chucky situation. So you start to
I'm the
inform
Randy
us.
of the group.
Yes. So you start to inform us on what's really happening.
Mhm.
What advice do you give us to not die?
First of all, he's not even hiding the soul at this point anymore, because he doesn't need to be in a body. He'd rather be like, make sure you are looking down at all times. You must be looking down, like, because if you are looking, you're not going to see him run up to you and slice you in the ankles. Don't drop anything. Make sure you look underneath the beds. Make sure that you have something that, like a gun or something, because stabbing him isn't going to really help.
Mhm.
He's going to roll underneath the bed like he always does and get you anyway. Like, you have to do something. Like, you have to really have a game plan to make sure that he is very far away from you. Very far.
Okay. So now
Guns only. No
Here
knives,
comes-
no nothing. Maybe if you throw a grenade at him, like if you have a grenade, like, of course, something where you can even
Be like
run
an
after
athlete
shooting
for
him.
that shit, dude.
she's like,
Like,
Okay.
right? Gotta go. Like,
so here comes the plot twist, right? Plot twist. So now we all go back to the hotel. We're all in our individual rooms.
oh no. First of all, we're not going to split up, especially if we saw the doll twice. I'm sorry. We're not going into our separate rooms. Sorry.
So hold on. You see, well, Amaya, you see a mysterious figure standing at the end of the hallway. It is a tall figure. He kind of resembles Michael Myers.
God
Right?
damn it. Why is he in
You're
New Jersey?
doing this to me, dude. You're gonna I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight.
So as you walk closer to him, he
Yeah.
disappears. Right?
Mm-mm.
Now, you call me, you like, hey, there's somebody at the end of the hallway. I go out, you go in the room with her, and I start to see someone that is at the end of the hallway. But it's not Michael Myers. It's actually Jason.
Why are you guys all here? Is there some type of slasher convention that we don't know about in New Jersey? Huh?
So now, what do we do?
We
Um,
die.
I'm staying in my room.
We
Try to sneak out the window. What you mean? I'm not. Well, they'll probably chase me.
yeah.
Again, I'm praying. God is great.
Like, there's absolutely nothing we can do. We've seen
Yeah.
Chucky, Jason, and Michael Myers in the same day, and they're at our hotel.
So
How do we get? We would have to make sure that we find stairs.
yeah.
There's no splitting up. None. We take every possible thing that we can throw at anybody from our room,
Mhm.
and we have to somehow get to either the stairs, because the elevator is going to take too long for you to press the button, and by the time the door closes, Jason's machete is already through one of our chests, and
Mhm.
we're all screaming in the elevator. But there's really nothing that we could do but like try to run for our lives, to be honest. Three of them, and we're not going to be able to see Chucky because we're going to be looking up the whole time looking for Michael and Jason.
Exactly.
He gonna come, he gonna cut your ACL, and you'll be done for. You won't be able to run or anything. And it's just like, hopefully
Why
we
do you
get
have
out of
to
it.
Come up with this like little scenario, dude.
So now, right? we're doing exactly what she just said. We're running. We're
Yeah.
running away. We run out the hotel. We get into the car. Guess what? The car is not starting.
Oh,
Okay?
of course.
They've
Of
ripped out
course.
the engine.
Typical horror movie scenario, right?
Yeah.
What do? Here's a multiple choice. Do you A, stay in the car and lock the doors? B, get out the car and try to find help? Or C, try to fight off whatever comes for us?
Hell no. First of
Um,
all, in horror films, police officers are useless.
Very useless.
So true.
Absolutely useless. If we call the police and they put us in the back seat and they basically close the door, every time they close the door and they go to check out the scenery, they die. And now we're stuck in the back of a cop car, which is
I'm so
locked
useless
and we
in
can't
this
get out.
too. Jesus.
Like it could be on some I know what you did last summer type time and you get out, or
I've never
like
seen that movie. Is it good?
yes, I love both of them. The second one has Brandy in it, and she is a final girl in the movie. So
Gotcha.
both of them, I believe, are on Netflix. I know that I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is on Netflix.
Yeah.
They might have I Know What You Did Last Summer on Netflix as well, but the second one, I really love the second one as well. I think who else was in it? There was Jack Black is actually in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. He's a
Oh my gosh, really?
Wow.
yeah, he's a random character who was on the island, but definitely one of my favorite slasher movies is both the first one and the second one. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and I Know What You Did Last Summer. But we would literally have to we're not stopping for anybody, to be honest. What
Wow.
the police is gonna put us in the back of the car and we're gonna be stuck? Because he's gonna die. Because first of all, we're gonna be like, Michael, Chucky, and Jason are following us, and they're gonna be like, ha 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 ha, whatever. We'll check out the scene, and then you guys are gonna go into the elevator and die. You're gonna literally walk into the hotel,
Mhm.
and Jason and Michael and Chucky have already killed everybody in the hotel,
Mhm.
and we're the only survivors. We're running still. We're running.
Okay.
I don't
Now-
know if anybody knows how to start a car. We're gonna have to steal a car and
Okay.
jumpstart that because there's nobody who's gonna be able to help us. Like absolutely nobody.
So
Yeah.
now we have stolen the car. We're still alive. Amaya is panicking, right? I'm semi trying to keep everybody calm, but I'm panicking also. So we decide to drive to New York City because, you know, New Jersey is the closest place to New York, right? So we drive to New York. We get to this.
I'm sorry, guys.
We get to
I don't know what's wrong with that one right now.
Kids just be screaming.
Times Square. Have you ever seen the steps at Times Square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You've been to New York before?
Okay, cool. So you know the steps.
Frequently when I lived before I moved to LA, Philadelphia is like a 2-hour bus ride to New York. I used to hella get on the China bus. It was $20 round trip
Oh,
to get on that bus. Plus my brother had lived out there before he moved as well, so I was able to like go out there and pretend like I lived in New York. It was very nice a lot of the time. Like, yeah, I've got this like nice little like tiny apartment in New York and stuff, and I know how to take the trains.
Wow.
Fancy.
all right. So the steps, the Times Square steps. We're walking toward the steps. They're usually lit up, but this time they're not. Times Square is pitch black.
Why would we get out of the car?
Right?
Pitch black. All right.
Are we
Pitch black. Times Square being pitch black would be a huge sign for all of us. Oh hell no, because the lights are always on and they're never not on. It's the city that never sleeps. Why is it sleep? Why is the city sleep?
Right?
Okay. Actually, no. We're still in the car, but we're driving towards the steps. Pitch black. All you can see is what's in front of you, like about 5 feet in front of you, in front of us. We're at the stoplight. We stop the car. The steps light up, right?
Mm-mm.
The steeps.
And on the steps,
On the steps.
And on the steps, there's about 20 good guy dolls
Hell nah.
and about 20 Annabelle dolls.
Hell no. To the no. No.
So do we have any like do we have grenades and stuff? Like do we have
No.
any type of
We
weaponry?
don't have
We
any.
just got a
We
car.
had to go to Marbella's. That's a hunting store. I'm just saying.
Like we would first of all
Actually, you
on
know
our
what?
way to New York, we
You
would
know
have
what?
to have stopped by somewhere. We gonna stop somewhere because
We
this
need
is
to.
a very odd day that we're having. We got to stop somewhere and get something. One of us, I don't know how, but we gonna get ourselves some stuff
Yes.
because today is turning out to be a crazy day.
Okay.
We
How
have to be
about
prepared.
this? All right. So how about this? Now, since I'm ex-military, right? So I say, hey, let's take a drive to the military base in Brooklyn. All right, cool. So we drive to the military base in Brooklyn, Fort Hamilton, and we get weapons and stuff. Where can we drive next? We get weapons, load up the car. We got grenades and stuff, like you said. But something is weird. The guy at the booth that lets us in and raises the gate, he's not raising the gate because Chucky and
dead.
Annabelle are standing there.
Oh my gosh.
Also, the Tiffany doll, that's what it's called?
Mhm.
Yeah, she's standing there too, laughing that the guy's neck is slit, right?
Gosh, I can't with her.
Cause she does like to that's her specialty is slitting throats.
She slices throats. So
Mm-mm-mm.
at that point, what do we do?
So
Well,
question
real quick,
is human Tiffany Valentine there because she is in Jennifer Tilly's body after Bride of Chucky. So she's not always in the doll body. She's actually always in Jennifer Tilly's human body, but she always has a Tiffany doll with her because she also knows that she can split her soul into multiple doll bodies. So
Okay,
if
yeah.
she is are all of them there and we have to look out for human Tiffany who might be waiting for us somewhere else?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because then like we can probably, because it never works whenever they like try to ram the gate. It's always the stupidest thing and it always ruins the car.
Because Annabelle, she doesn't necessarily move, so Chucky is basically carrying her around.
Ew. I think you just gave them an idea for another movie. Just saying.
But like someone would have to, if we had like armor and stuff like that, like just, we would have to kick the crap out of all the dolls to at least get into the booth to raise the thing and then get out. We have to somehow, some way get into that booth without, getting killed or cut up a little bit.
Okay, so now we all kick the crap out the dolls. They are on the side of the road. Amaya runs in there, moves the dead body, raises the gate, runs back in the car.
Why me?
Right? I didn't ask for this.
We get back in the car. We start driving. We go on the highway. We don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Now, we're driving past a cornfield. We see a barn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm putting every horror flick person that I can think of in this scenario.
Oh no, is it Leatherface?
Um,
Leatherface now? We ain't going to nobody's barn and no cornfield. Like, we don't keep driving past that.
Yeah, so
cornfield? No.
So we're
No.
driving past that now. But we start to see crows, like a flock of crows just circling above the car as they're following us. So we're down the road, we keep going, and what's that thing that Jeepers Creeper throws? that little boomerang.
Oh yes, that little it's like a ninja star, but it's like made of like yeah, I know what
Flesh
you're
and
talking about,
stuff.
that little thing that he be throwing.
So one of
We're dead.
those hits the windshield and barely hits me, like stops right here, almost gets me. Right, the car spins out of control. We hit a ditch, and the car is totaled. Done. Done.
She's like, so we're just gonna die at the end of this scenario.
Yeah,
No,
Like
no.
which scenario is leading us to our deaths, dude? Like, what's going on with your thought process today?
Okay, so now,
especially Jeepers Creepers, dude. There's no real surviving that man because he's not a man. He's this creature thing. Like I don't even know if any of the grenades and bombs are even gonna do anything to him.
so now, right? Here's another plot twist. We
That wasn't
hear,
enough.
You're right.
nope, we hear Chucky's laugh.
Oh Jesus, he
Right.
laughs.
Yes, he
Yes.
laughs. His little
Hard.
cackle, right?
Mhm.
Of course.
We hear his laugh, but it's not him. It's his son.
I forgot.
Oh, Glenn.
It's Glenn.
Um,
And you know how Glenn is. He doesn't want to kill. He's trying to help us now. Right?
really?
So now,
Yeah, Glenn. So at the end of Seed of Chucky,
Yeah.
Glenn becomes Glenn and Glenda because they use the baby that they impregnated Jennifer Tilly with. They put his soul into those two bodies because he's a gender fluid character
mm,
in the movies.
I haven't watched the movie in years, so I don't really remember everything, but I feel like I partially remember that part.
Yeah, so like so at the end of Seed of Chucky, you see them at their birthday party, and the twins, they're Glenn and Glenda. Glenda was more like Chucky, and Glenn was more like he doesn't want to do anything bad. Like he was still the good seed, and Glenda, his other half of him, is the bad seed, who's like very much into killing. So like Glenn would definitely help us out. Adult Glenn, real human Glenn, would definitely help us out. Glenda, we would definitely have to. We would be.
Fuck
we-
those people.
yeah, she would definitely take a book from her mom and her dad and cut us into little pieces or slit our throat.
okay. All right. So we have Glenn, not Glenda, helping us. He leads us to, where can he lead us to? A toy store, right?
Why?
You weren't around enough toys.
He leads us to a toy store. But plot twist, it's a setup. He traps us there. Right?
Obviously, because it's a toy store.
Toy store.
Right.
And what toys are there? The only toy that's there? Good guy dolls. Right? Then we see a tricycle.
Oh no, it's Jigsaw.
Dude, where is your mind right now?
I'm just trying to
I
make
love
this
it. It's
as
everywhere.
interesting as possible.
No,
It's so intricate.
I give
Well,
you that.
goddamn, how did you guys all meet each other? You just because I just been hanging out. What's happening?
they just had a Skype call before all of this.
Yeah, they're like, we got a good one.
Yeah. So we see a tricycle and it's a Jigsaw. He asks me, "Do you want to play a game?"
No,
I say no, but he knocks me out with some sort of gas and tells me that you have 3 minutes, or not even 30 seconds to cut the key out of my arm to unlock the door to go and save you two. Right?
Damn.
So now you two are chained to like a shelf,
Yeah.
and there's two good guy dolls on top of the shelf. And if I don't get to you in those 30 seconds, they activate and start the kills in. Okay. So now I cut the key out of my arm. I get to you guys. I start saving you. Now, someone need to take over this story because I'm running out of ideas.
I enjoy this. This is great. This is fantastic because the good guy dolls are already they already have the soul of Chucky in it. So even though you saved us, they are still coming after us. So we have to somehow get out of this toy store, even though there is an army of good guy dolls chasing us. Jigsaw, he's somewhere else. Glenn and Glenda are both at the door that they chained. They chained the front door, toy door, but they also chained the back door. But what they didn't do was check where the shipment comes in. There's a little slot where they put the shipment in. So we have to go down that slot in order to get there. And they have a toy company car, which has the keys underneath a mat that's like in the room.
Why aren't you guys writing this down? Give them a whole new idea for a new movie.
This would be like a super fun game to play. I feel like this would be a good game. Good horror game to play.
Jeez.
Because then it would give us so many different dynamics. Because like I feel like all of this being in one movie would be a lot, but having to level through things as a game would be super dope. It'd be like the ultimate slasher tasher or something like that. But like, we get into the car, we have a plethora of money. We buy tickets to go to California. We get there. When we somehow end up in Woodsboro, which is where Ghostface is from in the Scream movies. And we're like, they changed the name from Woodsboro to Berrywood. So we had no idea that it was originally Woodsboro because they decided to change the name because of all the murders that have happened in the town.
Of course.
So we book an Airbnb, and the Airbnb is Sidney Prescott's childhood home.
Who's Sydney?
Sydney is the final girl. The only final girl I really care about, to be honest. Sydney is my number one final girl. She is in every single Scream from 1 to 5. Always survives, the final girl. She's always kicking ass. Always, she's like the best ever.
What if there was a whole plot twist that I said twist? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. Whew. What if there was a whole plot twist that turns out she was working with them the whole time?
That would be crazy. That would be so dope. But Ghostface is more of somebody, whoever Ghostface is usually somebody who's extremely obsessed with Sydney. And just extremely obsessed because in Scream movies, they make movies based on what happened, and they're called Stab. So they have all these Stab movies that are about a lot of the events that happened in the Scream universe. So there's a universe, a slasher universe inside of that slasher universe, which is really great, which I really adore. Yeah, right? Like the conundrum. The conundrum. So we're chilling. We think that we are in it to win it. We are so protected. We're fine. And then we get a phone call. Why is somebody calling the house phone? I pick up and I go, hello? And we hear I hear Ghostface's voice, and I hang up immediately. And I go, we're in Sidney Prescott's house. Because I would immediately know. I'm like, God damn it. Because this phone number has to be like public record at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like that phone number has to be public record at this point. So people probably call that phone number all the time because it is now an Airbnb that people stay at because they want to stay at the place where a lot of murders happen because people do that.
People really are stupid for doing that, but it's...
I would never. Yeah, no.
I would never.
So we're like, hell nah, we got to get out of here.
Mhm.
We leave. No sign of Ghostface. And then we go to the nearest hotel that's out of this town, and we stay in a motel all together.
Mhm.
We're like, all right, we're really tired. We've been running all day, and we go to sleep. But we all end up in the same dream
Oh
where
Lord
Freddy
Jesus.
is.
Jesus Christ.
So all of the
Born.
things, right? Freddy is now ringleading this, and we are stuck in his world in the boiler room, and we're trying to. It's impossible for us to all wake each other up because we're all sleeping because we were all so tired.
Yeah.
But we realized, like in the third movie, which is Dream Warriors, that we have the power to be whatever we want to be in this dream. So we each become the most powerful, most magical, whatever it is, to fight him off while we're trying to still wake each other up. Because one of us set an alarm, like, okay, we're gonna set an alarm for like a half an hour. So like if we fall asleep, that'll wake us up.
Hmm.
But Ghostface finds us at the motel and has turned the alarms off on all of our phones.
But why? Didn't we go through enough?
Because they're all working together. They all want us. They want this to be the craziest nightmare life we've ever had. So somehow, some way, one of us wakes up and we're like, crap, we need to get everybody else up.
I'm be honest, it probably wouldn't be me because I just love to sleep. I'm a deep sleeper.
Yeah, she sleep hard.
I'll wake you guys up. I wake you guys up. I get out of the dream. I avoid Freddy in the dreams. I wake you guys up. I am shaking you guys, pouring water on you guys, telling you guys that we have to go. And you guys are taking a little bit for you guys to wake up. So I'm like splashing water, and I hear the curtain move, and there's Ghostface in the shower waiting to try to kill me as I'm trying to wake you guys up. You guys wake up though, like in the midst of me like throwing the lamps and chairs and stuff at Ghostface because he's a human, or she, whoever it is, because there's been male and female Ghostface. And we book it out of there.
Oh, shit.
We go running, and we are driving, and we're like, where do we go? Where do we even go? Where is there a safe space for us to go? Who can help us? Da 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 da. I'm not sure where we could go from here because I feel like in any aspect, one of us is gonna have to die, and then it's, that's just usually what happens. One of us or two of us are going to probably die because we can't run from everybody.
Okay, so
I'm
I'll
gonna be honest. I feel like sadly I would probably be the one because I'm clumsy too. So
I'll make the grand finale. Here we go. All right, so at this point, we're all up. We're outside the house, and an army of slashers is walking towards the house. So we all look at each other, and we're like, you know what? Like, it's either us or them. No, Ghostface came around back, limped outside to join the army. So now the army splits down the middle, and the three main people that were in the beginning come up to us. They're walking towards us. Chucky, Jason, and Michael Myers. So Jason
We're
and
just
Michael
crying.
Myers. Jason and Michael Myers approach us, but Chucky puts his hands out and stops them. Since they don't talk, he stops them. They listen to him.
yeah.
Nope, there's like an army of good guy dolls. There's everybody. There's Jeepers Creepers. There's Ghostface. There's everybody. So Chucky takes his knife and points at me. And he's like, come here.
Don't do it.
So now I walk close to him. He drops his knife. And he's like, come down here. And I get down to his level. And he scratches me. I have a scratch across my face, bleeding now. And he says to us, well, to me, he whispers something in my ear, right?
You're dead now.
Oh, I was thinking something else. Choose one.
And then
Sorry to say.
he
Probably
sends me
would.
back to us, to you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and he nods at me, meaning to tell you guys what he told me to tell, what he told me in my ear. So now I have this confused, distraught, what the fuck look on my face. Because what I'm about to tell you, what he told me to tell you guys, is the whole reason he's been chasing us across the country.
We stole something of his.
No.
Oh.
He's chasing us because he wanted to be on this show too. The end.
This bitch.
Oh, we got you.
The
You're
end.
on the show.
What's up?
In real life, I probably would have died. I probably would have died in back in that hotel.
Man, especially like you can like kind of run from Jason and Michael because they really never leave their perspective habitats like that. Like Jason's been to space in Manhattan, but like he's really always at Camp Crystal Lake. And Michael, he's always in his hometown or wherever else he may be. But
He's
like,
not good with directions. That's why.
yeah, he don't know nothing. They don't know anything. They don't go
They
nowhere.
didn't get their driver's license either. They're not good with directions, and they didn't get their driver's license. So.
But
I'm like, you
Nice, really
crafty son of a bitch.
but this has been a great podcast.
It had, that was so good. I was like, yes, let's see
We-
next.
I will definitely invite you back to the show. We definitely are going to invite you back to the show because you're full of energy, and we like people that keep their word and come to the show.
So many people who were saying they were going to come and they never did, sadly.
Trust and believe. I understand that completely. People being a creative and being a freelance creative at that, I've had so many people just fall through with things.
Yeah.
And it's always frustrating, but I always keep my word. What? You want me to talk about horror? What? You want me to talk about stuff? Hell yeah.
You know
That's
what's
my
so
stuff.
cool? If we had a Halloween special and you came back on,
Yes.
I think
Because
that
I
would
can
be
like I totally have I have all of my other stuff. I should have put my masks and stuff closer, but I have like 2 Jason masks. I have a Freddy glove. I have a Ghostface mask. And now my dad just came back from Orlando. He went there for his birthday on Friday and he got me this from Universal. I was so jealous because at Horror Nights in 2021, they had an entire Chucky area at the Orlando Universal Studios for Horror Nights. I was so jelly. But now I've got this, and I've got this rad shirt. Where's the shirt at? Ugh. Let me. Got this
Wait, did
super
you see
rad
that
shirt.
movie on Netflix? It was like a whole original Netflix original. It was with like Bella Thorne, and they were in a camp. You didn't like it?
I don't like Bella Thorne as a person. I don't like her at all. I don't like her very entitled ass. I don't like what she did when she got her little skinny white behind on OnlyFans and ruined a lot of things for a lot of people. But my dad got me this.
Oh,
That looks so cool.
sheesh.
Right? I was like, oh my God. And it's funny because, like, you know, I said I was afraid, terrified. I was not going into Spencer's at all because, you know, they sell the good guy dolls in Spencer's. And I was just like,
They do? Is it
Yeah,
during like Halloween?
No,
they
all year
always
round.
did all year round.
Are you
Spencer's is
serious? I've
actually-
been to Spencer so many times and I've never seen it.
He's usually like
Up on the
they're usually up
rafters.
higher
Yeah.
because they are pretty expensive dolls. And Spencer's is now owned by Spirit, so they have that type of stuff all year round now.
I
Yeah.
literally
they're like this.
a couple years ago I saw, because they like used to have this like tattoo shop in the upper level in the building. I passed by and they had Chucky and his bride at the window all the time.
Yep, they
And
just be like,
literally, it was so fucking creepy. I was like, why would you do that? Like, I'm gonna
Nah, that the actual good God dolls like $300 and something.
yeah, they're pretty expensive. Like, I would like a good guy doll and I want a Tiffany, but I don't really like the way they be making the Tiffany's be like, oh, they
Mad
look so
plastic
bad.
looking. Yeah.
They're so bad. They're so bad. Like, I actually screen recorded what the Tiffany doll looked like from Spirit, and she, like, her face was so like oval. It was like so round, but like flat at the same time. I'm like, that is not how she looked in Bride of Chucky at all. Bride of Chucky Tiffany is the top tier Tiffany. Like, they changed the way that she looked in Seed of Chucky and in Cult and Curse of Chucky and in the TV series. Like, she has more of a small, like, thin face in the other movies, but like Tiffany Valentine in Bride of Chucky was gorgeous.
They probably
beautiful
did that for, like, to keep it aesthetically pleasing. You know how they are with like looks and glamour and all
I'm
that.
like, she looks very much like a lollipop kid in any other movie besides Bride of Chucky. She actually looked beautiful, gorgeous. Like, that is, I love Jennifer Tilly, like, as a person. Like, she's so dope and she's so sweet. Like, I did my Tiffany Valentine in 2020 and I tagged her in it on Instagram and she actually replied to me.
What?
She told me it was cute. She told me it was cute, and then she put it on her story, and I legitimately cried because I'm like, you see me, you see me, you see me. The amount of people who cosplay Tiffany Valentine during October is crazy, and the fact that you saw me and you were like, I really like this, like, meant something. Like, that is my horror mom, and she knows. She'd be like, you know, whenever I tag her and stuff on Instagram, it says "seen." She be seeing me. She be liking stuff when I like post on like Twitter and stuff like that. And I'm like, hi mom. She be liking it. She knows.
Wow.
She knows I love her.
I be texting some people and they just don't. There's this guy, his name's like C.B.3. And he's like blowing up now, but he does parodies of like movies and TV shows. So like he would take a little clip and then he would show his own parody of it. And I like texted him because I saw this video of Miley Cyrus and I was like, yo, this guy needs to do this shit. It would be so funny. He did like Napoleon Dynamite and everything. Like he's always putting on the wigs. Can I actually send? Do you have Instagram or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I get your Instagram?
Hold on. I'll put it right.
This is the guy.
It's right there.
Mind if I show you a quick little clip?
It's on the
Show
screen.
me. I love parodies.
It's just a quick. It's not going to be that one. You know, she find that one. Where is it? Oh, this one. Oh my god.
Universal people looking for the perfect beat.
Shake, like peanut butter.
Now I'm gonna watch that when we get off of here.
He's so good. No jokes. Hey,
the perfect beat.
That's it. But
Looking for a perfect beat, searching for a perfect beat. Looking for a perfect beat, searching for a perfect beat. Like that.
Oh,
definitely gonna watch that.
You said, I promise you, he's so good. Where's her name?
Oh.
Yeah.
Here it is.
It follows suit. Chucky's queer kid.
Where'd you come up with?
Chucky's queer kid.
I'm good.
I found you.
Finishing the podcast.
Ooh. Can I show them this video of you real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. This looks so cool.
That is Sophia May. That is one of my original characters. She is a vampire.
Wow. Dude, you look awesome. My bad.
That is that's the same corset that I bought in 2020 to use for Tiffany Valentine, and it got a little bit of red makeup on it, so that's why I just put more blood on it. I'm actually going to be doing a 2020 rebooted version of not only the doll Tiffany Valentine but human Tiffany Valentine. It's coming soon this year. I'm doing like all of my favorite horror icons, like, and I will, like I said, like I love Jennifer Tilly. Like she's such a sweet person, and she's a professional poker player. So she's like she makes like she
What?
makes that money, like, and you know that they don't really give her the respect that they should when they're playing poker, which is a man's
course.
game with her. I know they be sleeping on her, and that's why she be making them big bucks because they don't know.
Yep.
Oh, you're just
Ever
Tiffany
underestimate
Valentine.
somebody. But yeah. The
She's
final
amazing.
thought. Okay, real quick. To me, you kind of look like Kiki Palmer. I don't know if you ever got that comparison.
I get that a lot. I get that like a lot, and I'm like, I don't see it, but I understand because she has that type of personality.
Mhm.
Like
I
I
like her personality.
understand.
Did you get to see her on Star, or no?
No, I actually should watch that. I can't wait for Nope to come out.
Nope.
With it's the next Jordan Peele movie. You should look at the trailer. She's a main character in Nope.
It's a scary movie, right? Or no?
His stuff is more like psychological thrillers. So it's not going to be something that's like gory and blood covered. It's definitely going to be something that's going to make you think.
I'm cool with that. I love movies
it's
like
going
that.
to be dope. It comes out 7/22/22. I can't wait.
Tay, do you have anything to say before we go or no?
Goth Cakes, once again, thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us. We appreciate you. We love the little scenarios that we were doing for the past half an hour. You have a very extensive knowledge of not only Chucky but all horror. So you actually taught me quite.
Game show. They ever do a game show and they have like a category of horror? That's your girl.
Yeah, definitely.
I love I want people to be able to see how beautiful the genre of horror is. Like cinematically, it's always beautiful. Beautifully shot. Like, yes, of course, there's lots of blood, and yes, of course, I'm always laughing at people when they are getting slashed. Like, I was in theaters. When was it? I think it was Friday with my little sister and my bestie. We finally got to go see Scream 5, and I was cracking up. I was laughing so hard because I'm just like, Ghostface just be saying all types of stuff. He just be saying all types of stuff, and then stabbing you up hard. He was stabbing people crazy hard in this new movie. Like, and I can't wait to see it again, and I can't wait to own it. But like, if they ever want like to put me in their movies, I would be a killer Ghostface, because they're definitely making a 6th one. So if they see this, like, let me know. I got ideas for you guys. I got plots up in here. I can help you. I can help you guys make Scream 6 pop. If you would allow me.
I'm sorry, Tay. I didn't get to let you finish. I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, that's all right. No, but we definitely have to have you back on the show. So we're gonna keep in contact with you. We follow each other on TikTok. We follow each other on Instagram. So we're definitely gonna keep in contact, even if the topic is not about horror. We're still gonna invite you.
I love Disney. I also am a huge like Encanto. Like, I just watched it again for the millionth time this month.
I watched it for the first time the other day, and Bruno was stuck in my head. I couldn't. It was stuck in my head for hours. And I was playing the 2 like songs, and I was like dancing to it yesterday.
Yes. That soundtrack is on my phone. Like, I love every single Disney movie. Like,
Yup.
Besides the fact that one thing Disney is gonna always do is make you cry. Like
So true.
watching,
but it teaches you something too. That's why I like.
always,
So
always,
how
always,
about
always,
this?
always.
We're gonna do a part 2 to an episode that I've done before called Cartoon Conspiracy Theories.
Oh.
So, and
Yeah,
we're
because there's a
probably
lot
gonna,
of them out there.
yeah, we're probably going to invite the original 2 people that was on here, Pickles and EJ. So if you're listening, you were here earlier. We got another job for you guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'll let you know when we set it up. But once again, thank you, Goth Cakes, for being on the show.
Honestly,
Thank you for inviting me. I love you both. Literally, my DMs are always open. I'm gonna follow you back. Anytime you need stuff, blast it. I am somebody who will shamelessly plug any person who is in my life who supports me just as much as I support them. I'm going to shamelessly plug this. When it goes live, I'm going to have the link in my bio. I have all of my podcasts linked in there. So you guys, I think,
want us to come on your podcast, just let us know.
Yeah.
I would love that. Because it's going to be all about horror, but I'll probably do like a miscellaneous episode where we'll talk about things that aren't horror directed. But yes, like I'm going to talk to you, sir, about what your favorite franchises are, because I want people to be able to come on and talk about the things that they love.
Yeah.
Because I love everything. Even if I haven't seen it, I will watch it before the show. That way we can be on the same page. I love hearing people talk about what they love in a passionate way. Tell me about your favorite this, that, and the third. Let me know. Because we might have been living the same life. We might like a lot of the same things, which is the beauty of social media, because we're figuring out so many people have been literally living the same lives that we've been living and loving the same things that we've been loving. And it's really, really, really cool to find other people who love what you love as deeply as you love it. Like, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely.
I love it.
We definitely gotta reconnect, do it again. Thank you, Amaya. Thank you, Goth Cakes, for being on the show. And like we say, stay humble. COVID is still a thing. Wash your
hands.
Wash your hands. That too.
Can I say something? And it's about the news real fast. I just want to say, I hope this isn't depressing, but enjoy your lives, cherish the people around you, and don't let the media get to you. You know, life is beautiful, and even though this is going on, cherish the people you have in your life and cherish your life.
Wash your hands, wear your mask, vaccinated or not vaccinated, doesn't matter, because either way you can still get it.
Yes.
Protect yourselves, protect your family, and if there are certain things that you don't want coming into your life or on your social media, block and say not interested to things. Only consume the things that are going to bring you life. Only consume the things that are going to inspire you, not depress you, not make you feel inadequate, none of those things. Do the things that you love to do. Stay in tune with your star motherfucking player, which is you. And if you don't have the energy for other people, don't give it.
Exactly. And
protect you first.
You didn't get to meet our other co-host, Pooh. You met Shelly for a little while, but she had to go. But you didn't get to meet Pooh yet, so definitely you'll meet her on the next episode that we're on. But everybody have a great night and stay safe out there.